Hey y'all, it's me. I'm back doing another random video. It's Sunday and it's like pretty outside, so I'm just finding stuff to do. Just to be outside, really. So this video is gonna be basically a kind of like, just because I've been getting the question a lot, so I just want to like give my take on it or whatever. So the question I get a lot is, now that I'm dating and stuff again, why don't I date men without children? Now, I don't not date men without children. It's just not my preference because I have children. So to me, it's like I'm not having any more children. So I don't want a man. Now, I'm not gonna say you know what I mean? It's one of those things where it just depends. If it's a man who clearly states he doesn't want children of his own, or he's fine without having children of his own, he really means that, you know what I mean? That's different. Like, and even then, I'm kind of skeptical, because it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just prefer to date men with children already. They've already had that part of their life completed and fulfilled, you know, and they won't be looking at me like, girl, when you gonna have my child? You know, like, I don't want any more children. So like, I don't want to have any more children, like, from me. If he has children, of course, I'm gonna treat those kids like they are mine. But, you know, I don't want to have any more children. That's what I'm saying. Like, and to me, men without children want children someday. Like, it don't matter if they married or what. Like, to me, when they find the right woman and all of that, they're gonna want you to have their child. Like, I just feel like that. I feel like a lot of men without children right now are just waiting to find somebody, or whatever the case may be, to have children. And at this age, you know what I'm saying, I'm, 39. Like, the men who don't have children, like, it's a, like, even though men can have children till they die, it's like nobody's gonna want to have no kids and they 50, like, so it's like, to me, men who want to have children at this age, it's like a hurry up type of thing. Like, once you find somebody that you like and all of this, you gonna want a child. So that's why I really don't date men without children, because I don't believe that you don't want a biological child. I'm saying, like, it could be very true that you don't, or you good, or whatever the case may be. You good being a stepdad or whatever. That could be true, but it's just my preference. I don't feel comfortable dating men without children because, number one, I don't know how you are with children, and I have 2 girls, 2 daughters, and I need to know that you know how, you know what I mean, that you know how to be around kids and kid friendly. You're a kid friendly person, because everybody is not, like, especially for kids that's not there. So that's really the reason right there. Like, I just prefer men who have their own children, who know how to be a father already, who've had that part of their life already fulfilled. They have, whether it's small kids or teenagers or whatever, they already have done that, and they know how to parent. You know what I mean? Like, I just want somebody who already knows how to parent. Now, there's a difference between somebody who is good with kids, like kids or whatever. You got a bunch of nieces and nephews and stuff like that. Okay, that's cool. But do you know how to be around kids 24/7? That's my thing. Like, do you how do you operate with that? Because these nieces and nephews and cousins and stuff you got that you feel like you raised, you can get them back. And then you can go about your life and do whatever you want to do. But if you get into a relationship with a single mother, such as myself, who has my kids 24/7, like, how are you gonna react to that? How are you gonna react when I can't do certain things because my kids are number one? How are you gonna react when the kids have to be included in plans and stuff like that? Like, how are you gonna react if we together and you gotta pay for my kids to do stuff or whatever? Like, it's a whole lot that goes into it to me. Like, when you have kids and you trying to date again, it's easy for men. Like, a lot of the times kids live with their mother, so men go out here and be still dating and stuff like it ain't nothing. But you know what I mean, like, unless they are unless they have their kids, because a lot of men, some of them do have their kids, shared custody or whatever the case may be, or they might be primary custody. It's a lot of situations out there like that, but I'm talking about from what I've seen. Like, people who I've come into contact with, men who have wanted to date me, like, that don't have kids. And I'm skeptical on that. I really am. I'm not saying I won't ever do it, or I haven't gone out with men with no kids, but my kids are number one to me. I don't care. Like, if you don't have a plan for me and my kids, then I don't know what to tell you. I really don't, because if you want to date me, it's a package deal. Like, and I don't plan on having any more kids. So that's why I rarely date men without children. Rarely. I have, but I rarely do it, because I'm not trying to get wrapped up into somebody and then all of a sudden they think they can change my mind about it. No, like, I'm not changing my mind. I'm not changing my mind on that. I'm not having any more kids. So, that's why. And it's nothing against men who don't have kids. I hope you find the right woman for you that's willing to go down that road with you, and be all of that good stuff for you. But I personally do not date men without kids very often. Now, I have gone on dates with men who don't have children, and I have questioned them about it. Hey, would you want your own child in the future? Why haven't you had children yet? Are you waiting for the right person, or you just don't want kids? And even men who don't want kids, that's another thing. If you haven't had your own kids yet and you're saying you don't mind that you don't have any children, how are you gonna be okay with my kids? Like, you don't want kids. So that means to me you don't want kids, period. Not your kids, not somebody else's kids, and you don't want to be no stepdaddy, all of that. But you willing to date me, though. That's a red flag to me. That's a red flag. And I don't know if I could deal with that. Like, I mean, I know for a fact I wouldn't deal with that. It's just people's minds change, man. Like, you can get in a relationship with a guy and he be saying, oh, I'm good, I respect that, I accept your kids as mine, and I don't have to have my own, I'm good. And then, like, 2-3 years down the line, now he looking at you upside your head like, oh, well, I want a kid now, so what do you think? And I'm gonna be sitting up there like, I told you I'm not having him, and now your relationship is in jeopardy. See, that's the type of stuff I don't want. So that's why I am very clear about my expectations in relationships whenever I'm going on dates with people, because I do not want no type of misunderstandings, like later on down the line. I just don't have time for that, man. I don't have time for that, and I don't feel like going through it, and I don't, you know what I mean? That's why I don't even really date like that, no. Because I just don't even, I don't know, like, every time I think I might like somebody, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I've not dated, but talked to men who do have a kid or kids, and they don't even like talk about them as much, and that's weird to me, because I'm always talking about my kids. I'm always with my kids. I'm always referring to them. I'm always, like, all the time, because those are my kids. They are 90% of my life. So I'm always I don't get people who don't talk about their kids. Like, what? That's a red flag to me too. I don't like stuff like that. Okay, you have children, and then I don't hear nothing else about them, or where are they, or none of that. I don't never hear nothing else after you say you have kids. That be the end of it. Red flag. I like men who have a relationship with their children, have their children, at least, you know, some type of plan or some type of agreement with the other parent that they have their children, so that I can see how their relationship is with their children. That's what I'm looking for in a man. Like, I want somebody who is very clear and very intentional about the kids conversation. You bring it up. I mean, I'm clearly gonna bring it up, but you make sure you got an understanding on my part, like on my position, so I can understand your position, so we can even figure out if we need to be going any further. Because who's got time to be wasting time? You know what I mean? Like, I don't. So that's a question that comes up very quickly for me when I start talking to somebody, and I've cut people off because of that. I don't have time. Like, if you got a child or children and you don't talk about them, you kind of just brush over it, that ain't gonna work. If you don't have any children and you still looking to possibly have children in the future, no, that ain't gonna work for me. Even if you say you don't have any children and you're open for it either way, that's kind of sketchy to me too, because either way means you open for it. You open for still having children in the future. That's not totally a red flag or a negative thing, but it's kind of borderline for me, because you still kind of might hope and pray that the person changed their mind, that I changed my mind in the future, and you might want your own child. You know, even if men say that and then they around your kids 24/7, that's gonna start making them want their own kid. Once they see how the relationship is with children and how that might spark something within them and make them want kids. So that's why I'm sketchy on that. Like, I'm really like, I want a man who has already had his child or children past that part of his life, and now looking for the future to be, we still got to raise our own children, but if we're gonna be together, I guess, being a father figure and mother figure to the other person's kids, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not trying to be nobody's mom or nothing like that, because I don't want nobody trying to be my kid's dad. They have a dad. Just like, whoever I talk to, their kids will have a mom. I'm not trying to get into all that either, because especially if you have young children like I do, And so, yeah, I just want it to be something like clear cut across the board and everybody's happy. You know, I don't want no drama and all that, because it can be drama when there's another person involved in your children's life and all of that. So, yeah, it's got to be clear cut. Everything got to be good. Everybody got to be on the same page, all that type of stuff. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for somebody that's going to be side-eyeing me in 2 or 3 years when I'm like 43 and trying to ask me to have a child. No, that's not going to work for me. So that answers the question of why I rarely date men who don't have children. I don't want no confusion, because I'm very clear on my position of not wanting any more children, so biological children. So I'm very clear on that. There's no questions, there's no like nothing like in the back of my mind, or what if this or what if that or blah blah. No, I don't want any more kids. And I'm not even sure I want to be married again. That's a whole nother video. But I just thought I'd hop on real quick. And this sun, because I'm in my car and it's like, what? Where did the light go? What? But anyway, I'm about to get off here anyway. I don't want any more kids. I don't want a man who wants some more kids, or want kids, or don't have kids and want kids. I don't want none of that. I'm not gonna say I don't date, but I rarely date men without kids, or even men with kids that want more kids. I don't date them either. You got to be very clear on what you want. Like, no, I don't want any kids. I've already had kids. That's the type of man I'm looking for right now, because that's another reason why I don't date men younger than me either. And there's a lot of young men who tend to like try to holler at me because I look young. They think I'm their age or whatever, but I'm 39 and I'm looking for a whole different thing in life right now. So yeah, I think that answers that. So I just wanted to like make a little video about that, like, because I get questioned about that a lot. Like, now that I'm dating again, I do get questioned about that a lot, and I don't mind answering it. Like, hey, my answer ain't gonna change. So I mean, it's not gonna change. I'm done having children. So we will see what happens in this dating world that I'm in right now, that I'm continuing to be bewildered by, because anyway, hopefully that clears it up for anybody that watches this video. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. You know, I'm trying to still work on this little YouTube channel. I'm trying not to give up on it, you know what I mean, because it's not been that long, but we'll see what happens with it. And yeah, I'll holler at y'all later.